What is up, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today I've got more Yu-Gi-Oh news for you. This time we're looking at some new Dragma cards revealed for Phantom Rage. 3 more to be exact, which is pretty cool because Dragma is like the premier archetype for Rise of the Duelist. So that's like, I don't know, that's like the archetype selling that product. It has the most meta potential in my opinion, and it looks really strong. So getting even more cards for it. It's pretty scary, but we'll take a look at those today. I don't want to waste too much more time. Let's just jump into our first card here. Also, sorry about my hair. If I look like shit, do I? Yeah. Yeah, I do. I do look like shit. I need a shower, but I also wanted to get this video out of the way at the beginning of the day instead of waiting. So, anyway, we have Hasha Shien, the Dragma. Nailed that, yeah. Alright, this is a level 8 light spellcaster effect monster with 2000 attack, 1500 defense. Honestly, the stats are pretty lacking for a level 8, but, you know, that's not everything. And it has 3 once per turn effects. Hard once per turn effects. First effect, if a fusion, synchro, exceeds, or link monster is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from the hand. Okay, kind of jumps out of the hand pretty easily, like, it's pretty easy for you to just do that, like, in a lot of decks. So, okay, jumps out of the hand. Second effect, if this card is special summoned from the hand, you can target one Dragma card in your graveyard, except for itself, and add it to your hand. Okay, like, again, like adding back is fine. The archetype doesn't really have recursion like that. But the deck also grinds really well. So, like, I don't know if you really need recursion. And this card's kind of bricky otherwise. Because like summoning him turn 1 isn't really going to get you a good ad. Maybe one ad, but it's going to be like a follow-up play for next turn, and that's the best you can hope for turn 1. But that's like, meh. Am I really going to like allocate slots in the deck to this? The last effect, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you make all Dragma monsters you control gain 500 attack. I mean, that's just the little baby effect. That's like nice, but it won't come with that often. It won't matter really. It does buff itself though, so that it does help with its stats being a little lower. Gets itself up to 25 pretty easy. I don't know. I think this card is just like lacking. I mean, like, the one thing you can say about it is like it is a pretty free summon of a level 8 monster. So maybe making some rank 8 plays with this in Fleur de Lis is possible in a turn, like in a turn prior to using like an effect that's going to lock you out of the extra deck. That could be potentially something, but like that's pretty much all I'm really seeing here. Like, the recursion effect is nice, but like that's only like decent later on, but it's decent. It's not like busted. So I don't know. This card's a little bit lacking in my opinion. I'm gonna say I probably wouldn't play it, or if you do, you maybe play one copy. Next up we have Dragmatism. This is an equip spell card, which is kind of weird. Wasn't ready for some equips to be in this archetype. But okay. The second effect is a hard once per turn. The first is not. First effect says, if the equipped monster is a Dragma monster, it gains 100 attack times its level. Otherwise, it loses 200 attack times the number of Dragma monsters you control. So, okay. It's kind of like a Metal Morph-esque effect. Like, if you're equipping to like one of your own Dragma monsters, it could potentially get a buff, but also you have the potential of equipping it to an opponent's monster and giving them the opposite, like literally taking away some of their attack, which is fine, honestly. The second effect of this card, though, says if this card is sent to the graveyard due to the equipped monster being destroyed, you can send one monster from your extract to the graveyard. That's the effect you care more about. Like, the idea here is, like, I guess you could equip this to one of your monsters that you're expecting to die, and it kind of gives your opponent some incentive to, like, not kill it, or if they are, not by destruction, which isn't the best. But I guess the other way is that you could equip it to an opponent's monster, which lowers its stats, which makes their monster easier to kill, and then when you kill it, you do also get the benefit of being able to send something as well. So you get to kind of like also you could send an Intus to get an extra pop. You could send, one of the fusions to get some kind of search / just like card from deck on the end phase. Something like that. If you're playing a Necroz build, you send like the Herald of the Arclight, get a search, like stuff like that. Which is fine. I mean, like, that effect is fine. I just don't like the setup it needs. Like, it's going to probably most of the time require the battle phase or another resource to like pop their card, and like that's not what you don't want to allocate this plus another resource just to get a send. just seems like a little overkill. So in my opinion, like if you're not using the battle phase, this card's probably not worth, and you don't want to like be relying on the battle phase. So again, maybe this is a one of if you want to be cheeky and play more cards in the archetype, but I think in a more like competitive build, I think you're also passing on this card. I think this card's probably a big whiff, in my opinion. It's cool, and honestly, Dragmas are already going to be competitive, so it's not like I was coming into these new cards and hoping that we were going to get, oh my god, banger after banger, this archetype's the best thing we've ever seen. Like, no, like the deck's already meta, so like we don't need anything crazy, but definitely worse than I thought. Not even like as much utility. All right, and then our last card here is Stigmavore Dragon Brigand. Weird name, a really weird name. But he's a level 8 Dark Beast Fusion Effect monster. 2,500 attack, 200 defense. I think that's a typo. I think it's actually 2,000. Yeah, it is. It's 2,000. So that's a typo. Its materials are 1 Nullius Filius of Albus and 1 level 8 or higher monster. You can only use the third effect once per turn, and his other 2 effects are, I'm guessing, like continuous. Yeah. First effect here says you cannot be destroyed by battle, or he cannot be destroyed by battle. That's nice protection. He's 25, which is pretty big, but not the biggest. So that's nice protection, of course. Second effect, while this fusion summon card is on the field, your opponent cannot target other monsters you control with monster effects. That's kind of like a lackluster like protection effect, in my opinion. Like, it only protects from monster effects. It only protects from monster effects that target, and it only protects other monsters. He doesn't even protect himself. If he protected himself, that's interesting, because now he can't be destroyed by battle, and he can't be targeted by monster effects, which when they stockpile up like that, those protection effects can be decent, but he doesn't work on himself. It's other monsters. So it's fine. It's something that could come up in specific like situations, but you know, that one's a little specific. I like the battle protection more, honestly, and that's so outdated already, battle protection. And the third effect, during the end phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can take 1 Tri-Brigade monster or 1 Nullius Filius of Albus from your deck and either add it to your hand or special summon it. This is another one that's like pretty interesting because it's really integrating the Tri-Brigade archetype. I mean, this is a card that, like, if you're playing any Tri-Brigades, you could just special them out, but you're also just summoning and pulling out Nullius Filius of Albus. Wow. I really hope that's audible in this video. Wow, that's you nasty. Anyway. This is interesting. I mean, like, the other one already like adds you, or I believe specials you a Nullius Filius if you want, which is nice because then he can trigger his effect immediately to do like the super poly effect. But again, this is kind of just like another potential target for like to use Albus on. So maybe it's a one of. I like in the extra deck, like it's cool. Or maybe if you actually try to integrate them together and do like a Tri-Brigade slash like Dragma build, that could be something. But I think they kind of need more specific archetypes that like work together instead of like themselves. Like, yeah, the lore works because that's cool, but like I don't think they work practically together as well as like, you know, Invoked Dragma or Tri-Brigade Zodiac, like stuff like that. So it's a cool card. I think this one has the most potential of the three of being played just because of like, oh, it's a big body that has protection and also has like the send thing. So maybe you play it just because it is a possible like send target as well. So maybe that's how you'd play him. But honestly, all three, none of them are really that crazy impressive. But like I said, like we didn't really need anything. Like Dragma's already going to be tier 1. We don't need like them to make 3 more bangers of cards. Like this deck could already see hits like relatively soon. So we don't need to add more cards to that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below on this stuff, guys. I know like they're not crazy, but like if you love the archetype and you want to play a more pure version, these cards are still interesting. I think the fusion's probably the most interesting. So let me know what you think about these cards in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.